And Jesse Jackson says there would be no King holiday without the work of John Conyers. The former U.S. representative died at home today. He was the longest serving African-American member of Congress and the founder of the Black Caucus. The Michigan Democrat represented parts of Detroit for more than 50 years. He announced his retirement in 2017, citing health reasons. However, he also faced sexual harassment allegations, which he denied. John Conyers was 90 years old. Today, President Trump announced the world's most wanted terrorist, the leader of ISIS, is dead. As Trevor Alt reports tonight, we're learning new details about the daring military operation.
Sunday morning, America woke up to breaking news in the war on terror. President Trump announcing Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, the world's most wanted terrorist, was dead.
He was the founder and leader of ISIS, the most ruthless and violent terror organization anywhere in the world.
The elite Delta force carrying out the daring raid Saturday night. 8 Chinook helicopters taking off on the secret mission from a Kurdish-controlled area in Iraq, flying low and taking on gunfire before landing in northern Syria. Once on the ground, the special operations team blowing holes in the side of Baghdadi's hideout, fearing the front door was booby-trapped. Baghdadi fleeing into an underground tunnel with 3 children, then detonating a suicide vest.
He died after running into a dead-end tunnel, whimpering and crying and screaming all the way.
The call coming into the Situation Room at 7:15, 100% confirmation jackpot over. The raid marking an end to years of terror with Baghdadi at the helm of ISIS. He rose to international prominence in 2014, inspiring barbaric acts of terror, including setting people on fire and beheadings shown on social media. Among his thousands of victims, Americans James Foley, Stephen Sotloff, Peter Kassig, and Kayla Mueller. The mission was named in Kayla's honor, bringing an end to Baghdadi's ruthless reign.
He will never again harm another innocent man, woman, or child. The world is now a much safer place.
Trevor Alt, ABC News, New York.
In Pittsburgh and around the world, people paused to remember the 11 worshipers killed in the Tree of Life Synagogue 1 year ago today. It was the scene of the deadliest attack on Jews in U.S. history. Lining the fence of the synagogue, there were 11 flower pots with the names of those killed. 7 others were injured in the attack. The synagogue's been closed ever since, but last week, Tree of Life leaders unveiled their vision for the damaged building. And today's anniversary was also marked online, where anyone could participate in a virtual memorial event created by the Jewish Federations of North America. Tonight, police are searching for the person who killed 2 people at a homecoming party. Authorities say a dozen more were injured. Hundreds were celebrating near the Commerce campus Saturday at Texas A&M University when the gunman showed up and started shooting just after midnight. The event was not affiliated with the school. Investigators are trying to get witnesses to come forward. And the school's president says 4 students have been treated and released from the hospital. The governor of California has declared a statewide emergency as winds fuel multiple wildfires. As Will Reeve reports, one of the newest erupting north of San Francisco, burning up a hill and threatening homes.
Okay, we are looking at our temperatures, or rather our rainfall for today, where we noticed anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rain. In fact, Perry Hall picking up almost 1 3/4 inches, out over toward Pasadena, over 1 inch of rain. Now that the precipitation has come to an end, we saw so much sunshine today, and it does look like the sunny skies are going to be here to stay at least for a little longer. That's why temperatures are going to continue to roll warmer than normal, at least for about the next few days for the first half of the work week. For tonight, you'll notice temperatures falling at around 7 a.m. on into the lower 50s with mostly clear skies. And then by the afternoon hours, we're still dealing with sunshine. Temperatures by 1 o'clock already at 70. By 3 p.m., we're talking about 72 degrees. This warm air does not last for long. There is another cold front in our forecast, and this one is forecast to bring yet again another round of torrential rain and thunderstorms. We talk about the timing coming up in just a bit. Mallory?
Thank you, Sabrina. We have more news and your full forecast ahead. It's coming up right after the break.
You're watching WMAR 2 News.
On average, every 39 seconds, there's a hacker attempting to break into a computer with internet service. And while you may be familiar with setting up security questions, WMAR 2 News' Megan Knight shares some insider info you may not be aware of.
On your phone, on your iPad, on your computer, the sharing possibilities seem almost endless. But too much sharing can put you and your family at risk. It's important to limit any identifying information you share, like where you live, your place of work, or your birthday. But the oversharing doesn't end there. While shopping online is convenient, never allow a website to store your credit card information. Even your fitness tracker can be a liability. One study showed if you wear it while entering your phone passcode or ATM PIN, hackers can use that motion information to guess your code with more than 90% accuracy. The more secure your account is, the safer you are. Set up difficult answers to your security questions, and don't make your password 12345678. The rules for a solid password are as follows. It should contain a random collection of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and at least one symbol. Make it 8 characters or longer. Never keep any of your passwords or other information stored on your computer or phone. Your best bet is to write it out by hand and store it in a safe place. It's also recommended to change each of your passwords every 3 months. And don't even let your guard down when taking those fun online quizzes. That's what hackers are counting on. Questions like, what was the name of your childhood pet, or which city were you born in, may be similar to your bank security questions and give hackers all the information they need.
Here's a common issue. Have you ever had trouble finding space to store your luggage when flying? If so, you'll be happy to know United Airlines is adding bigger overhead bins. The company says the new larger bins will provide enough space for 1 bag per passenger on domestic flights. They'll start adding bins on older planes next year and hope to have the feature on 80% of its fleet by 2023. The airline is hoping the move will improve the boarding process. One of Baltimore's newest markets is welcoming people in with some Halloween fun. Today, Broadway Market held its first trick-or-treat event. After being shuttered for nearly a decade, the north shed of Broadway Market reopened in the spring, and you can now find a number of vendors with a wide array of offerings from fresh seafood to traditional Polish cuisine.
Obviously trick-or-treating with all of our merchant stalls, and then of course we have free pumpkin decorating, we have Chef Egg here, we have some live music, so we're really excited to be able to welcome the neighborhood as well as folks from all over Baltimore.
Broadway Market is managed by Baltimore Public Markets Corporation, a nonprofit that runs America's oldest public market system on behalf of the city of Baltimore. Meteorologist Sabrina Fine is here. Do parents want to start looking for some inside trick-or-treating events?
Yes, and I would also say now is the time to start thinking of how you can incorporate a poncho in your kids' Halloween costumes, because they still have to go to school and have the Halloween parties there, because another round of rain is in our forecast right in time for Halloween. We'll get to that in just a moment. For today, though, the cold front moved through our region, but it did not really produce a lot of cooler air. In fact, temperatures today were right around 80 degrees for a high, normally only 63 degrees. We will not be close to that average temperature until we get to November, which happens, by the way, on Friday. Temperatures for today, we were obviously about 17 degrees warmer than normal. The warm air is still found out over toward Richmond and Raleigh, but look at how cold the rest of the nation is, right? Out over toward Denver, 32 degrees cooler than normal. They have snowfall extending all the way out over toward Minnesota and Montana, rather, and that's where they're anticipating up to 8 inches of snow. This cold air is what is behind our next front, which will arrive on Thursday. For us, though, temperature-wise tonight, we're still sitting fairly warm, looking at about 61 degrees in the Inner Harbor. Westminster, 56 degrees for you as you get ready for bed, a popular number out over toward Parkton as well. That cold front moved through the region. It's exiting the area, and we have high pressure building back in it. It has clockwise flow, so at least for tomorrow, delivering our winds out of the west. So still going to be a little bit warm. I'd say about 10 degrees warmer than normal for the next 3 days. The big difference here is where that high pressure is dictates how much clouds we have. So tomorrow completely sunny, and by the time we get on into Monday night into Tuesday, that high pressure will move a little bit further to the east. We'll be on the back side of it, starting to scoop up some moisture, resulting into a little bit of cloud coverage. And it's that moisture that then collides with that powerful cold front that will lead to another round of heavy rain and thunderstorms right in time for trick-or-treating. For tonight, though, we're still looking at it to be fairly mild, right? So going for 52 degrees out over toward Ellicott City, Mount Airy 48 under clear skies, calm conditions in Bel Air at 51, Whitehall at around 50 degrees there, and into Annapolis going for 54. Tomorrow, beautiful sunny skies out there. I mean, you're going to think it's somewhat like a springtime day. 68 degrees out over toward Taneytown, and you can see Manchester 64. I think Falston 65. We could see some of these values like in Dundalk, maybe 2 degrees warmer than what this model's thinking. So go closer for about 68 in Dundalk, 68 as well out over toward Towson and even through Cockeysville, and then pushing down over toward Annapolis. This model's going 65. I'd go ahead and give it 67 degrees then. Tomorrow, though, if we break it down for you a little bit more, you'll notice that around 10 a.m. into the mid-60s, working our way to the lower 70s, and by 6 p.m. already into the mid-60s. So really comfortable as you drive to work. You have the convertible tops on down and just really enjoying the day as we get ready for a big change by the end of the work week. And here's the proof in your Futurecast. This is Thursday at 7 a.m. So the kiddos are getting ready. They're heading out to the bus stops, all in their cute little trick-or-treating costumes. And they're dealing with rainfall already. In fact, once the kids get out of school at, say, 3 o'clock, it's still raining. This is why the ponchos are needed. Go ahead and add the Spider-Man costume to the poncho, because that's what they'll be needing, not only at 3 o'clock, but even at around 7 p.m. They're trick-or-treating, and we're still talking about this. There is a chance of some drier air sneaking its way through for a brief part of the time. This one model indicating happening at around 11 p.m. But since we're still a few days away, we could hope that it arrives closer to the 7 o'clock time frame, 6 o'clock time frame. Although rainfall totals are going to be significant, as showers will stay through the region until early Friday morning. We could see anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rain. Most of that, I think, is going to happen further to the north. You can see out over toward Parkton picking up over an inch, as well as out over toward Westminster, where the Inner Harbor getting close to 3/4 of an inch. I think it might be a good idea to go ahead and postpone the Halloween trick-or-treating forecast. They did that out over toward Mississippi last year. Anyways, we'll notice your 7-day forecast for you going 72 tomorrow, staying in the lower 70s. Halloween right now at 68. Let's look at your 7-day forecast. Mallory, over to you.
Thanks, Sabrina. Meanwhile, in California, the governor there has declared a statewide emergency as winds fuel multiple wildfires. As Will Reeve reports, one of the newest erupting north of San Francisco, burning up a hill and threatening homes.